Which camera should I... That camera? Hello, I'm Tim and I'm a 3D artist working on Stellaris BioGenesis.
It's my turn. Hi, my name is Mia and I'm an animator on Stellaris BioGenesis.
Everyone had different ideas of how a biological ship could look like. For the Spinowar ships, for example, we knew that we wanted to have something meaty, something that has bones and teeth and something a bit more evil looking. Finding the balance there of not making it too creepy was kind of a challenge. For the Shellcraft ships that we knew that we wanted to have something a bit more friendlier looking, maybe like rounder shapes and stuff like that. How was your approaching these two different chipsets?
Well, I came in kind of after the Viz Dev, but you guys did an amazing job because I feel like when I was looking at the ships, I knew instinctively like how they would move and what they were doing and how they were feeling. Because they're not like the regular type of ships that Stellaris has. They're meat ships. So I just kind of took in the vibes of what you guys have done. Try to create like a deep sea alien type vibe to kind of inform the movement. Try to imagine what it's like to move in space as a creature.
What would you say was the difference between animating the Spinowar and the Shellcraft?
I think, definitely the aggressive touch on the Spinowar was really fun to animate. Just the energy and the attitude that they have gives them like a more menacing kind of movement, more aggressive, really gives them personality. And then the more crab-like ships, they're a little more, I don't know, sensitive, sweeter maybe.
One new thing is that they grow. Visually they go from stage 1, 2, 3. We wanted them to feel the same. If we really go into the details in the textures, they are a bit darker, they are a bit like elderly in a sense. That's a cool touch, I would say.
Kind of make the smaller one, the stage 1, a little more lively, faster, and the older one a little more tired, a little more drained.
That makes me think of the Behemoth, because it also has different stages. So we have the egg, we have the hatchling, the juvenile, and the adult.
And the big one,
the biggie.
The big boy.
We wanted it to feel like the biggest beast in the universe and something new, fresh, and something that could like challenge the void spawn in size, but at the same time be able to eat planets like in a shop. We didn't want it to feel like it would take over in size like the whole solar system.
Right.
So it was super hard to actually set the scale there. How was it animating all of these?
I mean, it was fun. There was a lot of animations for the Behemoth. I was thinking maybe kind of like a mix between a squid, a lizard, and a space dragon.
Yeah.
It's really cool to just like get to know this hungry space lizard with anger issues.
Yeah.
And so a lot of angry animations, which I love doing.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Gabrielle. I am a 2D UI artist for Stellaris.
Hi, I'm Cassie. I am also a 2D UI artist. We're here today to talk about biogenesis. I remember doing a lot of ship components in the beginning. Autocannons, lasers, shields, armor, all of that stuff. It was nice since we already have the look of all of those in regular Stellaris. Now we just had to replace like the metal for bone and the wires for muscles to make them look organic looking. I got a request for mandibles. I'm like, sure, I can do that, but what do we actually use them for? And they said, oh, the ships can bite each other. So I made this like insect looking that gets creepier and spikier the more you evolve them for maximum chomping.
You needed to do a ship part for every ship part we have in game, and we have, I don't know, 100? Maybe? I don't know, it's too many. You can see that I'm traumatized by it. The nicest one was the Hive Mind Fallen Empire flag. So you have the fragment of war, you have the fragment of control, you have the fragment of growth. When they're all together, they create this sort of singular flag, which is like a mandala type of type of thing. For biogenesis, we also introduced the tradition trees, and they are modular tradition trees.
And so we had to make 3 different traditions that kind of had the same vibe to them, sort of same but different. I think I started out with cloning, lots of lab-grown mold DNA strings in test tubes type of stuff. and the mutations was more sickly green, a lot of tentacles sprouting. It was great fun.
Yeah, I know that you had some references, right?
There was
really
a lot of lab-grown stuff on my second monitor.
Imagine you go out for a little coffee. Imagine being me, I sit right next to her, and then I would go for a coffee, like, I look at her monitor, and that was a weird mutation thing going on, and I was like, okay, I don't want to have a coffee anymore.
Biogenesis is it's supposed to be a bit creepy.
We are also PG-7, so we cannot put blood and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But you kind of have to show the player, the user, like, oh, there's something goopy and disgusting going on around here, but there's no blood. We cannot show blood. But the goopiness we can show. We wanted to showcase a hunter, right? The evolutionary predator is about a species that can consume and integrate other species' traits. It just eats a chicken, it grows a chicken wing. But it is still a predator. You still need to fear it. We decided to go with a blue alien guy. The players know who he is, so he will know that if there's a wing sprouting from its back, that's not normal. Something's
ain't
happening.
right.
Yeah, like, what is that? Sorry. What the hell is that? Sorry, there's gonna be a lot of beeps. I'm sorry.
I remember we were already pretty far into the biogenesis work when there were like whispers in the hallway, like, we might be adding a behemoth. Task started rolling in to us with stuff like make a rage button, cloak creature, annihilate city. Like, yes, that is what I want to make. The behemoth has so much unique UI. It has fleet action, fleet windows.
I was so happy though. For the perks, most of them were really nice, but some of them I had to do the behemoth shape. It's very hard to portray a big creature in such a small icon, and to get the shape right was a little bit difficult. He's so cute.
He's adorable, especially the sleeping one.
Ah, yeah, for the situation.
Look at that big terror creature just having a nap.
Ah, he was so cute. When he's digesting the food that he ate, the planet, destroy billions of lives.
Hey man,
Oh, it's my good friend Felix.
it's my good friend Lloyd.
Oh, hello.
Hello, how's it going, man? Should I start?
Sure, go ahead.
Hello everyone, my name is Felix and I'm a concept artist working on Stellaris.
My name is Lloyd. I'm also a concept artist working on Stellaris, and we just have been working on Stellaris BioGenesis.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's been fantastic. What has been your favorite part of working on?
Well, for me, always my favorite part is working on ships.
Oh.
But it has been tough because BioGenesis has bioships, which are quite different from what I normally do. Normally I do a lot of hard surface mechanical kind of stuff, and in BioGenesis the ships are made of meat.
Yeah.
And meat famously has round edges. What has been your favorite part of working on BioGenesis?
My favorite part has actually been to be a part of that. To be a part of the
Yeah.
chipset making.
Finally.
Yeah, finally. Yeah.
Do you
both-
like the Spinivores or the Shellcraft better?
I love both of them actually, but I think I can't decide a favorite of the two, but I have some favorites on Shellcraft.
Mhm.
I think the way they look is kind of more alien but still grounded, and I feel like it has a very unique story to tell in each ship. I think it's very, very nice in that sense.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, the Spinivores were the first ones we kind of developed, and they were, we had nothing to go on. We were like, oh, what does a bioship look like? And we just went, well, they probably just look like they're made of meat, made of flesh, and so we looked at animals and like rib cages and things to make a lot of those shapes. And then when we came to designing the Shellcraft, we're like, well, what else could they look like? And then that ended up being inspired by the crustaceans and the crabs and things. And I think that actually ended up in some really interesting ships.
I had the opportunity to work on the Behemoth, which is a new feature. What was so fun about that is that it has 3 stages. It's a giant in itself, but starting from an egg, turning into a juvenile, and then turning into the full Behemoth monster, which is going to be hugely powerful. And I loved how that started and how it developed and how we got everything from that into the design, and like the mystery and the power and the terrifying scale of it.
What does it sound like in your head?
In my head, it sounds like Lloyd when he does a dragon impression.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah?
You heard that?
No, I want to hear it.
We should do one together.
Okay, let's go.
On 3. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
As a bit of a break from all the biological designs, I got the chance to work on the Deep Space Citadel. Super fun design. It's one of the only sort of like hard surface 3D designs we have in BioGenesis, but I like poured all my love for hard surface into that design, and it's just this gigantic sort of castle in space of a defensive station, and that was really cool to design because I got to incorporate a lot of elements from medieval castles into it, try and make it look like a super strong, defensible like fortress.
I love the shield aspect of it.
Yeah.
It feels like a giant shield in space, and I love that.
Yeah, when you upgrade it fully, when you get it to stage 3, it has all these like circles around the edge, which looks like it's holding up shields to defend itself. Defend you from the incoming bioships.
Oh yeah, or the Behemoth.
Or the Behemoth.
It may eat it.
I don't know, between a Behemoth and a Deep Space Citadel, just based on vibes, I think probably the Behemoth would win.
Yeah, I think so. It would be fun to see. Let's find out.
You should find out.
You should find out.
Find out next time.
Thank you for watching, and we really hope you enjoy the Art of BioGenesis.